Um, Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Rachna Kamble and today's topic is exception handling in Java. So the first question is arriving, what is exception? So basically exception that is called the unwanted event that is going to interrupt the normal flow of the program. Means whenever the execution is going on, okay, after compilation, the compilation is a different thing and at the runtime that is a different thing. So if there is a kind of unwanted event is arriving and which is going to interrupt the program, the normal flow of the program, this thing is known as exception. So when exception occurs in the program execution and how it is going to be terminated. So whenever the exception occur in the program abruptly terminated. In such cases, we get a system generated error messages. So the good thing is that any kind of the developer, they can handle the exception at the runtime. So Java is giving you the facility to handle the exception. So by handling the exception, we can provide a meaningful message. We can give a meaningful message like in what condition the exception is going to be occur. Okay, so if we are not going to handle the exception in that time, we are getting the system generated error messages. Okay, and sometimes this is very complicated for understanding the viewer or any kind of the programmer. So the first question is arriving, what is exception and why an exception occur? So there are several reasons are there. Based on that reason, the exception is going to be occur. First thing is known as invalid user input. If the user is providing some invalid input, obviously in that time we are just getting the exception. Second, code error, and then there is a device failure. The loss of network connection is sufficient memory at the runtime for the application. If you are having the memory conflict with the another program, so yes, that in that case also the exception is going to be occur. A program that is attempting to divide it by zero. Suppose there is a number, and if we are just trying to divide the number by zero, and that time the arithmetic exception will occur. Okay, so exception handling, if the exception is properly is going to be handled. Okay, so there will be the user-friendly message we can write up, and if it is not going to be handled in the proper way, so you people can see at the red mark. So there is a like exception in the thread, main java.lang.arithmetic exception, then divide by zero at the exception demo dot main exception demo dot java 5. Okay, so this kind of the complicated message that is going to be arriving if we are not properly handle the exception. So as we know that this message is not at all user friendly, and sometimes it is not going to be understand like what is going to be wrong. So to handle such conditions and then print a user friendly message to the user, and we list them to correct the error as a most of the time exception and like occurred due to the bad data provided by the user. So advantages of exception handling. There are the several advantages like ensuring the continuity of the program. It is giving the surety to continuity of the program. It is enhancing the robustness of the program, and it is improving the readability and the maintainability of the code. It is allowing the more accurate error reporting. It is providing the facility to debugging and the troubleshooting. It is improving the security of the program and provide a better user experience. So these all are the advantages of exception handling. Now, the very important thing, because most of the time in the campus interview, the interviewer is going to be asked what is the difference between error and exception. So first we are just going to tell about the similarities of both of the thing. Okay, both of them are generated in the java.lang and throwable package, where throwable is a class, and this is the root hierarchical class, and the lang, what is that? This is a package. Okay, so both belongs to the java.lang package. Okay, and where there is a throwable package, then they may be caught by the catch block. Okay, and if we're going to talk about the differences, so the thing error cannot be handled, but exceptions it it can be handled. Yes, we can handle the exception. So there are the several examples of the error like java.lang.out of memory error. So out of memory, what is that? This is not an exception, this is the error. Second thing, no class def found error. Okay, if you are not able to find the proper class in that time, it is just giving the error. Okay, like such class that is not available. Then unsupported class version error. Suppose there is a class and it belongs to the several version, and if you are not working to that particular version, so obviously we are not going to be run the program. So this is also one kind of error. Then no such method error. Okay, then there are the several examples of the exception. So the first example is index out of bond exception. So there are two index out of bond exception. First is known as the array index out of bond exception and the string index out of bond exception. Then there is a arithmetic exceptions, there is a null pointer exceptions, number format exceptions, class not found exceptions, and negative array size exceptions. So these are the examples of exceptions. Okay, now hierarchy. So hierarchy, that is a very important. So I'll tell you what is the base of the hierarchy. So as we know that it belongs to the lang package and throwable, this is a root hierarchical class. So this is the hierarchy. So we can see like that there is a throwable. Throwable is a class. It is having the two subclasses. One is known as an exception and second is known as an error. First, we'll see there are the two types of exceptions. One is known as a checked exception and second is known as a unchecked exception. Okay. So the examples of the checked exception like IO exception, SQL exception, class not found exception. Okay. And if we're going to talk about the like unchecked exceptions, these are also known as a runtime exception. So runtime exceptions like arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, number format exception, and index out of bond exception. Okay, and if we're going to talk about the errors, so there are the errors like stack overflow error, virtual machine error, and out of memory error. So these are the examples, and already we covered about the examples of the error. Now types of exceptions. So there are the two types of exception, checked and unchecked. So checked exception means all the exceptions other than the runtime exceptions are known as checked exception as a compiler. So the thing is that the first compiler is going to check them during the compilation period. So they are just going to see whether the programmer has handled them or not. If these exceptions are not handled or declared in the proper way, so you will get a compile time error. So there will be the compilation error. For example, SQL exception, IO exception, class not found exception. Okay, and these are the examples. Okay, so yeah, this is the program that is based on the checked exception, and later I'll going to be explain about these program. Now we're going to talk about unchecked exception. So unchecked exception, like any means at the runtime when we are handling the exception, that is known as a unchecked exception. So these exceptions are not checked at that compile time. So compiler does not check whether the program has handled them or not. So, but the thing is that this is the responsibility of the programmer or the user to handle the exception and provide a better exit. So these all are the example, and we already discussed about all this example. Okay, now the very important thing is that there are the several keywords we are using in the exception handling. So the first keyword is known as try block. So try block is that when a user is having a confusion, like if we'll just check whether it might be there will be some kind of the error in that particular block. So it is they are just going to put all this code inside the try block. So try keyword is used to specify a block where we should place the exception code. So try block must be followed by either the catch or finally. It means we can't use try block alone. Then second thing is known as a catch block. The catch block is used to handle the exception and it must be preferred by the try block, which means we can't use a catch block alone. Okay, and there is a finally block that is always executed whether the exception occur or exception not going to be occur. Now there is a throw keyword. So throw keyword, it is going to use to throw an exception. Then throws keyword, throws keyword is used to declare the exception, so it is always associated with a method. Okay, so it doesn't throw an exception, it is specify that there may be occur an exception in the method. Okay, so it is always used with the method signature. Okay, students, so this is uh, like all about the exception handling. In the next video, I'll just tell you how we are just going to make the program, and what kind of the several situations when the exception that is going to be occur. Okay, so we'll continue in the next slide. Okay, thank you so much.